So my video today is on something very serious. It'll affect pretty much everyone in the entire United States. Right now, there are two acts out there that are actually in the process of being passed in the U.S. Senate. It's called SOPA and PIPA. Both are two things that we actually deal with every day. PIPA actually stands for Protect IP Act, which was actually introduced in the Senate on May 12th of this past year in 2011. And what it is, it's actually combining online infringement and counterfeit acts, which was actually back in 2010 when Bush was in office. So basically, it's something that they're pushing for people that are online, such as you and me, or in everyday life even, when you're actually out there text messaging. It'll affect people that are big YouTubers, such as iJustine, Freddie W., Jenna Marbles, and a couple other people that are out there that are actually really big people that make a lot of money on YouTube. And they're actually stopping those, because right now we actually make money off of Google AdSense every time someone clicks on the ad. And Jenna Marbles and anyone out there that's actually like that, they earn most of their money through their YouTubes by actually people clicking on the ads or actually going and watching their YouTube. These acts actually will stop that, and it'll also affect us in everyday life. Say you're a person that just wants to record a video, like I do actually on my site. I record a couple videos that are out there just to get me out there in general. And a lot of people actually look at YouTube for people that actually sing to find someone, and that'll stop actually because of copyright infringement. What they're doing, they're actually blocking access to sites such as Google and any search engines that are out there, Tumblr, Facebook, any website out there that's used for media and social websites are actually going to be put down as well because there's a lot of copyright infringement, and they can actually be fined and sent to jail due to the fact that someone's using their website. So within a couple weeks, Facebook and the entire internet could pretty much explode due to SOPA and PIPA. They actually will seek legal actions by suing these search engines and blog sites, and they'll actually have to blacklist and have them removed. It's actually, like I said, it'll actually force them to actually stop advertising services, and Google AdSense will go away, and they'll have to remove those from their sites as well. And they'll have the power to sue any website that actually does this after the bill's passed, which is horrible. And SOPA actually stands for Stop Online Piracy, which I can kind of understand because if you work really hard on your music or whatever you work on and your software and someone downloads it online, you're losing money. So I can kind of understand on that, but PIPA's just a little too far in my opinion. But they're taking it a step further by combining the two acts. They'll actually be able to force a court order that would actually first stop the search engines and advertisers, and they're not allowed to have any contact with those sites at all. And basically it would create hit lists for a whole bunch of websites. Google actually isn't supporting them anymore, and they originally were. Mozilla as well is a really big one that's actually turning around and stopping their support for the SOPA and PIPA acts. And Obama, up until about 2 weeks ago, actually wasn't supporting it, but suddenly he changed his mind. But if enough of us actually go out there and say that we're against SOPA and PIPA, it might actually help a little bit. Basically, companies out there, it really affects us. And say you own a blog site, and someone comments about something that actually is copywritten, such as Call of Duty, which is a really big thing out there, then you would get sued and go to jail because someone else commented on your website about something that's copywritten. So in a way, it's going to blow the internet up. We're going to end up being horrible. A lot of developers are actually found on the internet as well. Those would actually be cut off. Obviously, people use SoundCloud and Dropbox and YouTube, like I had said earlier, to actually put a lot of their original stuff out there, and these sites would actually pretty much disappear. If for some reason, once this is passed, if you do sing a song on YouTube and you're not given permission from a record label, they could actually execute even someone, even if it's like you recording your child that's about 2 or 3 years old just singing to a song, they can come after your child and you and send you both to jail, which I think is just a little bit outrageous. They're actually hoping that it sparks people and it will create a giant change, which I think it'll cause a change, but it'll be a drastic change. It's just going to be like the prohibition all over again, and it's going to be horrible. There's actually other countries that, if this does pass, they're going to open up citizenship and enable you to actually move there. Like Canada and parts of Europe are actually opening up citizenship for people like you and me to actually go out there to where we actually have more free rights, which is actually, in my opinion, affecting our amendments and our rights. So we'll never actually be able to do this stuff. In my opinion, there are some actual boycotts out there and petitions that you can sign. I'm actually going to put a couple in the bottom of this, that way you guys can actually see and hopefully support the act against SOPA and PIPA. And if you could pass this video along, I'd really appreciate it, just so people actually can understand a little bit more about what SOPA and PIPA are. Because a lot of people our age actually don't know what's going on in the government. They don't pay attention to it. So if people actually know, it could actually help us. We can actually prevent it. And just keep informed on what's going on. Now, if you could really help me, I'm going to actually tag a few people in this that I think are affected. And if you could sign it and pass the video on, I'd really appreciate it. But please, 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 if you can, sign petitions to actually cancel SOPA and PIPA.